Good day, everyone. Before we start our topic, I would like to introduce myself first. I am Cadet Second Lieutenant Mark Salang, 19 years old, born October 16, 2001, from Kabatling, Malasiki, Pangasinan. Second year student, taking Bachelor of Science in Criminology at Philippine College of Science and Technology. Our topic for today is improvised explosive device awareness. Here are our classroom rules. In case of fire, stop, drop, and roll. In case of earthquake, do the following. Drop, cover, and hold on. The scope of the lesson. What is IED? An IED's components. What are the consequences? The health consequences, and the video presentation regarding IED. What is an IED? An improvised explosive device is a bomb that is built and used in ways that are not typical of military operations. It could be made of standard military explosives such as an artillery shell with detonating mechanism attached. Roadside bombs are frequently made from IEDs. Criminals, vandals, terrorists, suicide bombers, and insurgents all use IEDs. IEDs can take many forms, ranging from a small pipe bomb to a sophisticated device capable of causing massive damage and loss of life due to their improvised nature. IEDs can be transported or delivered in a vehicle, carried, placed, or thrown by a person, delivered in a package, or hidden on the side of the road. IED is a bomb that commonly used by the terrorist criminals and suicide bombers. They carrying or placing it to the public places such as church, public transportations like train or buses. Another is the government offices or even in the malls. An IED's components. IEDs are made up of several parts including an initiator, switch, main charge, power source, and container. Additional materials or enhancements such as nails, glass, or metal fragments may be surrounded by or packed into IEDs to increase the amount of shrapnel propelled by the explosion. The other elements, such as hazardous materials, may be added to the enhancements depending on the intended target. An IED can be detonated in a variety of ways. IED, we can also use nails, glass, or any fragments surrounded packed into IED to increase its impact or the damage. We can also use hazardous materials. It depends to the intended target. As you shown in the figure, here are the several parts of the IED: the power source, initiator, explosive, and the switch. What are the consequences? An IED's damage is determined by its size, construction, and placement, as well as whether it contains a high explosive or propellant. Based on the volume or weight of explosive TNT equivalent and the type of bomb used. Vehicle bombs, also known as vehicle-borne IEDs, have the ability to carry significantly more explosive material and as a result cause significantly more damage. We can determine the damage of IEDs. It depends by its size, construction, placement, and the materials or the elements that they use in developing the IED. In short word, the damage or the impact of IED is based on the volume or weight of the explosive. It depends on the materials that they use in developing it. An explosion in or near a building or public transportation facility could shatter windows, destroy walls, and disrupt building systems such as power, ventilation, fire suppression, water, or sewage, and others. Smoke and dust may travel upward through stairways and elevator shafts, making navigation difficult. Hazardous materials used within a building, such as radioactive material from medical devices or incorporated into the structure of a building, such as spray foam insulation, may be increased as a result of a building's failure. Municipal services such as electricity, water, and sewerage may be disrupted by an IED attack. Improvised explosive device can cause serious damage because of its impact can disrupt structure or buildings or even the establishments, electrical towers, and even the cars. Health consequences of improvised explosive device. The air fluid spaces from the IEDs, it can affect our ears, lungs, and GI tract or gastrointestinal tract. Another health consequences of IED, the explosion of improvised explosive device can cause traumatic injury because it can cause amputations of hands and legs.
Terrorists are creative and have a huge range of common technology and expertise available to them. They are innovative and often seek to create as much damage and publicity as possible. Acts of terrorism are often targeted at civilians, but there have been many cases of such acts targeted against government buildings, private companies, and even individuals. Explosive devices can be transported in a vehicle, delivered by a courier, or carried by a person. If it is the latter, and the device is carried by a person, then it could be that they intend to deliver it and leave the scene prior to detonation, or it could be a suicide mission where they will detonate the device themselves. Suicide bombers have been known to be on foot, or driving a vehicle loaded with explosives. An improvised explosive device simply means any explosive item that has not been officially manufactured for industry or military use. The term HME, or homemade explosives, is used to describe any number of explosive substances that can be produced by combining readily available products, such as hydrogen peroxide and ammonium. These explosives can be just as powerful as military-grade equipment. There are several categories of IED that define the nature of the delivery method, and they are all referred to by their acronyms. Vehicle-borne IED. Under vehicle IED. Personal-borne IED. Victim-operated IED. Radio-controlled IED. The United States Department of Homeland Security gives some estimations and guidance on what sort of evacuation distances are required for each explosive capacity. A small packet, 275 meters. A suicide vest, 518 meters. A car, 580 meters. A delivery truck, 1,555 meters. An articulated lorry or truck, 2,134 meters. Now let's talk about what makes up an IED. There are 5 common components to an IED. These are a switch, a power source, an initiator, an explosive charge, and a container. These items are essential, but shrapnel can be added to cause more devastation. So, now we are going to look at how to recognize a threat. Situational awareness is the perception of everything around you that is normal. This includes the environment, the people, and the events that take place. Situational awareness is the capability to recognize these things and understand what they mean. More importantly, it is to understand what they mean if they change, and what that might be predicting is going to happen. In terms of recognizing a threat of an IED being placed, there are 2 main factors to consider. The first is the behavior of people or an individual, and the second is if anything is out of place. The UK CPNI has 2 acronyms that can be used as memory aids. HOT stands for H. Is it hidden from view, not in clear sight? O. Is it obviously suspicious, because of the way it looks, or the circumstances of its discovery? T. Is it typical of what you would expect to find in this location? Another acronym is WHAT. This is an aid to remember how to identify changes in behavior. W. What are they doing? H. How are they behaving? A. Alone or acting with others? T. Threat. What type do they pose?
That is the end of our discussion. For your assignment, write a not less than 250 words essay on what you have learned from the previous topic. Write it on a clean sheet of paper. I hope you learned today. Thank you and God bless.